Welcome to Tech This Way.
Okay, so hey, welcome.
Yeah, it's recording.
It is.
Okay.
It is already. Good afternoon, and thanks for coming to
Yeah,
Tech This Way.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's a good thing actually. I think
No, I'm glad you.
when I saw
seen a
that
few.
this, I think it's a good platform to share our thoughts and everything.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
we're doing for the field of startups in Malaysia actually.
Cool. So let us see how you can share your thoughts.
Yeah.
I guess for those who don't know,
Yeah.
maybe you want to start with what is MyCash, or you can even start with who is this Mehedi fellow?
Yeah.
Where
I
do you
think
want to go?
better I start with myself. Like actually I'm a migrant myself. I came to Malaysia in 2007. I studied and in Apit in Bukit Jalil. I studied computer science actually. So then after that I started
What year was that?
in 2007, 6, 7 that time.
Okay.
Then after that, I worked for a few companies actually in mainly IT and project management, all these things. So
Right after graduating
yeah,
from Apit.
right after graduation, yes. Actually, I started working when I was a student. So I started working as a software developer that time in a
part-time.
company. Yeah, part time in technology park there. Like, a bit inside the technology park actually. So a lot of students they actually works for companies that because you know that there is a shortage of tech talents all the time. Still that way actually. So so when I was working, so I managed to do some project for some telcos like DG and few others actually in 2015, 14, 15, 14 that time actually. So we are developing system like value added services, VAS and all these things.
Sorry,
So
but this was after you graduated? Or
yeah,
before?
this one when I graduated in 2009.
Okay.
Then I started work from 2008 actually. So in 2014, 15 that time.
Wait, you jumped
yeah.
already. What happened to between 2008 and 14?
I work for some companies like software developer, project
Okay,
manager.
okay.
It's pretty much same
More
thing.
traditional.
Yeah, 9 to 5, go to
Okay.
work, do some
Okay.
software. We did some e-commerce stuff that time.
Right.
Like we developed the website for Body Shop and then also for the Kijania, a few other projects we did.
So where are you from originally?
I'm from Bangladesh actually.
Bangladesh? Okay.
Yeah. So
how did you end up in Apit in KL?
actually, I was trying to go to London, but that time I applied for a few other universities. But then I saw that my university in London, they say they have a campus in KL actually in Apit. That is way cheaper than London actually.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure.
so I take the opportunity and then I
Right,
did
okay.
the course here.
Did you
actually.
know anybody here in Malaysia, or was it just you?
Not really, not directly. Nobody actually. So I came actually. Yeah, almost nobody in this city.
Okay.
So.
Okay. How was that experience moving from Bangladesh to Malaysia?
It's tough. It was tough, very tough. Like first few days, like it's a different country, different culture, everything. You don't know anybody. So
And that was so. Sounds like that was the first time that you.
yeah,
you
it's first time.
come to
Before that, I
Malaysia?
went to India a few times, but it's in Malaysia, it's first time.
First time. Okay.
Yeah, it was tough actually. I know adopting the culture, technology, all these things. So, but what I saw that like that we when I was working, even when I was a student, I saw that programming. sorry, I need to
No worries.
drink.
Take your time.
So when I was working, I saw that some of the companies actually they're looking for tech talents actually. So I joined one company that time. I'm sorry. So that was the easy way actually. So I think if you
And this was back in
2008 9.
Okay, when
so,
you were here.
yeah.
Okay, but when you were still in Bangladesh, you were clear that you wanted to go into IT and programming.
Yeah, I'm doing programming from 2001 actually. So
When you were younger.
yeah,
still.
younger.
Okay.
School after school actually, I started to do some programming, software development, especially in PHP and all these
Okay.
things. So
Which you picked up by yourself, or you went for
yeah, I
classes
picked up
and all that?
myself actually. So I learned myself. So So although I know not doing anymore now
Yeah,
actually.
of course.
So then after that I worked for a few companies actually
Okay.
in PJ and KL, so Malaysia actually. So and then my last job I was assigned to do services for the telcos. So during that time actually I used to develop services for the migrant workers actually. So especially for telco.
Okay.
DG
What
and
kind of services?
is the SMS based services. You can get SMS update, news update, all these things.
Okay.
So we are the guys we developed that for them actually. So 2015, like when I was planning to leave my job and and
This
I
was with
wanted-
DG. You
yeah,
said. Okay.
no, I was a vendor.
With the vendor
Yeah.
that was servicing the
Yeah,
telcos. Okay.
so we service for DG and Maxis and Celcom,
okay.
and also in Myanmar, Telenor Myanmar in Myanmar.
Okay.
So we give them a lot of SMS based services. So then I was like talking with some of the DG people actually, because I know them quite well. So I told them that that these type of services are very limited, only SMS based. Why not we build something for them more interactive actually? And DG was that time developing some apps, all these things. So I started to develop my own app. So I resigned from my job. I started to app and I sold. We do a collaboration with DG actually with my first app.
Okay.
So with
What was that?
That app called Bangla Radio. So it's a music streaming.
Bangla Radio.
Yeah, it's a music streaming app for the Bangladeshi migrants.
Okay.
It was a partnership with DG and us actually. So we started and we started to sell this product, and we do have some customers, good number of customers. But then again, after 6 months, what we have learned that the people want to purchase the content, like the paid content if you want to see, because this service is like we need to survive by selling content.
Yeah.
The
But just before that, the work you were doing for DG before that, was that targeted for the migrant
Yes, it is
already?
actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the market was already for the.
Yeah, so I have
the
some
migrants.
experience on the market, and being a migrant myself, I know that what is the needs they have. So, sorry, I have bad cough.
Hey, no worries.
So after that, I finished.
Remind
this.
me not to shake your hand afterwards.
No, yeah. Don't.
You know these
Yeah, I
days,
came
you
back
never
from
know.
Singapore.
Oh, you did? Okay, I think we can finish this interview right now.
Yeah. So after that, actually, so we developed the Bangla Radio app. So we did a few months. So then we're thinking.
So who's we at that point? When you
me
say
and
we?
Telcola. So me and
No,
so
but the development on your side?
we hired some people in Bangladesh. So I set up a team there.
And this is, so you said you left the software house, you set up your own. So now this is your own little
Yeah,
company.
it's like my own company. Me
Okay.
and my wife is a partnership.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So we
Your wife
start-
is here in
And my
KL
wife is
also?
Malaysian actually.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
I was
so-
going to ask you what happened after university. Didn't you want to go back to Bangladesh? But I guess you met your wife
yeah,
here.
I met my wife in the university, so we get married,
Ah.
and that's why I didn't go back actually.
I see.
So,
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So when we started this thing, so we wanted to charge. So we find out that we need to charge the user somehow, and there is no way to charge the customer because they don't have credit card, they don't have bank account. So we
At
have.
that point, how many customers did you have? on this
We
Bangla
have
Radio?
around 60,000, around 70,000.
60,000
Yeah.
Bangladeshis listening
Yeah.
to Bangla Radio.
Yeah, but this is like free service actually
Yeah.
because
But even if it's free, that's a lot. How fast did you get from 0 to 60,000?
it's around 6 month time.
Wow.
6 month time, yes.
How did you? So that sounds like an interesting thing, right? So how did you? What was the journey like when you launched it, and how did you get the listeners? How did you get the customers? How was that?
we do have some also the telcos, especially DG. They help me to promote. They send SMS blast all this to their user base. And we also
okay, that
do
makes sense.
lots of some activities, all these
Right.
things. But the thing was like it didn't go what we wanted, like how we wanted to do actually. So the selling the content. So because that was the game. So if they don't have cards or bank account, the only way is direct carrier billing. We charge them using the telcos.
Through DG, yes.
Yeah, but that is expensive because normally the telco will take 50%.
50.
Yeah.
Whoa. So as a customer, if I paid for a service
One
that
ringgit,
is 1
so,
ringgit, 50
yeah.
cent goes to the
Telco.
to telco. Then for with 50 cents, you need to cut
Yeah, I need
for,
to
for your
pay
own
the content
developers,
creators,
yeah.
all the developers, and my
Mm.
costs, all these things. So it doesn't work that way, and we
Mm.
cannot charge user a premium fee because the customers are very poor. So monthly 1 ringgit, 2 ringgit, something like that.
That's
so
like 30, 40 ringgit a month.
yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah. So we wanted to do something extra. So that time I met one of my friend actually. So he came from Dubai. He was working with Western Union. So he was telling me that this Malaysia, these people, they want to send money home, but the only way they can send money, they need to go to a physical store.
Yeah.
If they want to buy a for example, it's just simple. If they want to buy a top up 10 ringgit top up card for any telcos, they need to either go to 7-Eleven or need to go to a petrol station in the middle of the night. So that's the way actually. So we wanted to change that actually. So with him and me, and we started a new company called MyCash.
Okay. So that was the birth of MyCash.
Yes.
What year was that?
In 2016 we started. Actually we registered the company in November 2015, but we went live 1st April 2016. It's coming soon.
Right.
Yeah, so 4 years is coming soon.
Okay.
So
your
we
anniversary.
started, we started with that. So we don't want it to go to the regulated service where remittance and wallet, all this thing at that moment, because we know that is very expensive and very difficult. So we wanted to become a marketplace.
Okay.
Sell the mobile top up, bus ticket, all these small things. And we started to doing well actually. And
So at that point, what was your relationship with DG?
Actually, we closed down the project.
Okay.
This is a separate company actually.
Right,
So
right.
we
So
started-
the Bangla music was passed on to
yeah,
DG.
we passed on.
Did they continue with that?
No,
or
they
did
shut
it
down.
also?
Actually, they shut it
Okay,
down
okay.
because I think it's not doing well. So
Right.
also that's why we try to because we do have a customer base that time. So we try to give them a new product.
Right,
So
right.
and we moved on from there actually.
That's
so,
when you. So 1st April 2016, you launched the MyCash. What was that? An app or website?
app. Yeah,
An
it's
app,
Android
okay.
app. It's an Android app, and later we also have a website.
So what was the functions on 1st of April? What did they do?
You can just buy top up.
Okay.
So
Top up for the telcos.
yeah, for
the
the
card.
telcos like
Okay.
Maxis, DZ, all the top ups. Then eventually we started to add bus ticket, we had bill payments, we had international top ups.
So how did you solve the payment issue?
Okay, the payment issue because last time we cannot get the money directly from them. The user top up the telco's wallet. I charge them to user actually pay me. The telecom
We'll
actually
charge
pay
you
me.
your 50 cents.
Yeah,
50%, yeah.
whatever they charge. So it's
Yeah.
not. There's no direct relationship actually. So we wanted to have a direct relationship and prepaid business because if not, I cannot make money. So when we started MyCash, the first day we told the user that you need to buy from us.
Okay.
We sell MyCash point to you, so you buy the points from us. Then you can use the points in my app to redeem some services. So why we did that actually, because these people are difficult to trace them, all these things. So we wanted to keep ourselves safe actually.
Yeah.
So
So give money up front, right?
yeah, and we get the money in our bank account. We don't
Yeah.
take any cash.
Yeah. So how do they?
Okay, so we have when we started at the beginning is like they can deposit money to our bank account.
Okay.
So then
quite-
the
manual
slip
anyway.
they just scan that and upload in our app.
Okay.
We check the slip and give them balance, and
Okay.
then it's manual, labor intensive, but that is the way actually. There is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
direct way to communicate, and later on we added
So at the back end was like some Excel file that you used to track all this money coming in.
Actually, in the back end, we do reconciliation. I have a team. They check every payment slip, and then every day, still now actually, they check the
Okay.
whole thing actually. So it takes a lot of time, but is the way actually. This is the way.
Right.
We cannot change it actually
Okay.
until everybody have a bank account.
So at that point, how do they bank into your bank account?
Oh, they go to cash deposit machine. Like we have bank account in all the major banks, Maybank, CIMB, all these
Yeah,
things.
because I assume they don't have.
No, they don't have their own
They
bank
don't
account.
have a bank account
No.
themselves, right?
So they take the cash, they go to a machine, they deposit the machine money to
Into
my
your
bank
account,
account, and then they take a photo of that slip and
Sent to you.
upload in my app.
Right.
So there's no direct combination.
Okay. So you use the app to
yeah,
upload it. Okay.
Yeah. So you do that actually, then I give you the balance.
Okay.
Once you get the points, you can buy the ticket.
So based on this manual process, how soon do they get the points?
Half an hour maximum.
Okay, not bad.
But now it's more faster. Like I have a team like 5 people now. They only do this thing actually. So and most of them are Malaysians. So they will just log in all the banks and it comes slip. They will within 5-10 minutes they will get the balance.
Then they use the backend system to just give these guys the credit.
Yeah,
okay.
and also we have now JomPay, FPX, all these things, and very very lucky thing we directly connected with one bank actually now. I don't want to name the bank actually.
Okay.
So
well, you could if you wanted to. It's all right. Yeah.
But they gave us a very very good rate actually for JomPay. They're charging me even the below market fees actually. So so it's few cent only. So that is helping us a lot actually.
So this was launched in 2016.
Yeah.
So how was the take up from the customers at that point?
Initially was not good actually because these migrants actually they never use a bank even at home. So I'm telling them now, you buy something that you cannot see, So it's you can see only on your app.
Right.
So and you need to pay me in a CDM machine and then go home. So
and they're probably not even comfortable to go into the CDM machine.
Yeah, sometimes they feel scared actually. So and sometimes sadly there's a lot of issues that the CDM machine no receipt come.
Oh no! And that's the only way they can prove, right?
Yeah. So that we do have now a tracking system. We opt for that actually.
But those days,
those days it was difficult, and there's no trust that time. So they don't. They feel very scared. Like they thought that they will actually run away with their money actually, and it happens a lot of time actually. A lot of agents or people like this, they start a service, then take the money and go. So we cannot blame them also. So this is the thing. So we try to build the trust actually. That we are not running away with the money. We give you the service, the best service possible.
So how do you build that trust at the beginning?
We hire some people that actually speak their language, and we actually hire people that with experience and also integrity. We try to get people with that type of things that and we actually another things like you see some of the companies they do. They hire people, not even their payroll. They just hire some part-timer and send them to them. So this is a thing we never do. I don't have any part-timer actually in my company. All my staffs are senior expats actually, and I send them to the market. So they have a proper visa, proper everything, and they have accountability actually. So when they go and talk with the people, so there is no way to cheat them actually. So
on the going back to the 1st of April 2016, so at that point, how big was your team?
At that point, we have around 5 people total. Okay. But now
was your wife is part of the company also at that point?
That time she was a director only, but she was not a.
She wasn't coding with you.
No. So we hired some developer and one. And Aslam, so me and my friend actually. So that was the team.
So for 5 people, then how was the growth of the customers?
Customer, I think first few months we have around few hundred customers, so it was still positively growing actually. Actually our biggest growth came is 2018 actually.
Okay.
To be
almost 2 years after.
Yeah, after 2 years actually, we grow 153% in 2018 actually. And in 19 also last year, we did more than 120 million sales actually.
Wow. So in 2018, how many customers were there?
2018, there's 80,000 plus customers.
80?
80, yeah.
So the rise like a hockey stick almost from a few hundred in 2016.
16,
so
17
must have been
a that time we
climb.
have the curve actually that we as an investor wanted to see. And so the thing was like a lot of I remember a lot of the investor also was not very happy with our service because we are slow. But I always told them that I don't want to rush actually, because this is not a Facebook app. It's not like you download your app and upload your photo. So I'm telling a guy who to put his salary in my app actually. That's a very important thing. So they must need to trust me. I must need to trust them.
Yeah.
And that we build actually. Now we have over 100,000 customers using our app. And
how big is your staff now?
We have around 20 people now.
Okay. And you were saying that you hire these people as part of building the trust.
Yeah.
You get these guys, and then they are actually on the streets going to the communities to talk
but
about
we
MyCash?
learned a lot of things actually. So one of the things we have learned actually, we don't do cold call or cold visit anymore actually. So what do we do actually? We put some ads, all this thing in Facebook, YouTube, and social medias,
Right.
and then we get call actually from the customer that
okay.
I want to buy this service, I want to use this service. So then we talk with them. So at least
initially it was the other way.
initially the other way. Initially we try to go to the Kongsi and run all this, the campaign, all these things.
Yeah,
We did that actually, and we saw that it's not very effective. Like people are thinking we came here to take the money and run away actually. So
that's funny, right? So you thought that if you hired these guys, you can build the trust that way.
Yeah, but now still I use them. I use them very well. So now my team, they visit very often to the
But
people.
it sounds like it's now the other way.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
So when we get some, when we get some interest, we visit them, we teach them, and we give them t-shirt, take photo, all these things. So then there's building a relationship. So we actually, I have a lot of people, they trust us like family, So like we are the family, we're part of their family actually. So that we build. So whatever our cells or our things, that is, you can measure, but you cannot measure the trust actually. How they trust us actually, when we go there, I personally go to visit a lot of customers actually.
So geographically, where are these workers? Are you
let me show you a map actually, then you will understand. Actually everywhere actually. So
outside the Klang Valley, when you say everywhere, as in the whole of Malaysia, or
whole of
where is the
Malaysia,
focus?
this Peninsula Malaysia, we do not go to Sabah Sarawak, but Peninsula Malaysia everywhere. So the big cities we have more customers definitely. If you see that this map actually, you will understand.
Sure.
The majority of our customers, around 50% is in Klang Valley,
Right.
and second largest is in Johor.
Okay.
In JB, Marsing, all this area, we have a lot of customers, and third is in Penang, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you have to split your team as well to have them locally in JB and in Penang?
No, we don't. We have a centralized team, but we every month they go some places actually.
Okay.
So just few days ago they came back from Kelantan and Terengganu.
Okay.
I think next month they are going to Johor actually. Sorry. So we have a good very this thing coming. So
Drink your water first and get the throat cleared.
Yep. So what we have learned actually, a few things that that building trust is very important, especially this type of customers, especially those are not very tech friendly, or they are the first time tech user.
But surely, only having up to 20 people.
Yeah.
How do you build trust with 100,000 people?
Yeah. So this is one. I show you this map. So this is.
You give me a screenshot. And
later I'll put it. So this is my 2016 cell. This is my 2017 cell. And then you see that 2018 and 19 we did like 100 times more than that actually.
Yeah, 2017 to 2018 was your huge jump.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Yep. So that was the that time. And
so what do you think? What do you think
and this
caused
is
that?
the map actually. So
okay.
So yeah.
So as you said, right? So the whole Klang Valley is pretty much there, and then so these dots are actual customers.
Yeah, these are actual customers.
Yeah, so it looks like JB, Penang, and a bit of Ipoh, I guess.
Ipoh also got some customers. Yes,
and some East Coast. Yeah, give me a screenshot of this.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give.
So back to my question. So you only have up to 20 people, right?
Yep.
So between 17 and 18, how do you think you built the trust with 50,000, 60,000 people?
I think the first thing was like they observe, they first they open an account. So they have a life cycle, so they will open an account, then they put only 10 ringgit, then they will top up 2 times, and then see that this is the money coming in. Then they will top up 50 ringgit, then 100. Then after 3 months, they'll put everything.
So right now, you're saying a lot of... the question is, how much on average do these workers put their money into MyCash?
Normally it's not that much actually, because they don't earn so average transaction size is, my transaction is only 15 ringgit actually, because we sell a lot of top-ups actually. A remittance part, we don't have a remittance license. We work as a agent to one company actually.
So in fact, so let's rewind a little bit. So what are the services that you currently have from 2017 onwards?
Yeah. So we run a pure play wallet. It's a closed loop wallet, so
Okay.
you cannot use our app as like touch and go app or grab app. So you can, everything is inside my app.
Yeah.
So that is the rules by central bank actually. So
Okay.
so we did that actually to do that to make ourselves not exposed to a lot of regulation on this thing, because we don't want to fight with. I cannot fight with touch and
Sure.
go. I cannot fight with grab actually. So we wanted, and my customer, they don't want to go to Starbucks and scan the app actually. They don't want that actually.
Yeah.
They don't have the money. The maximum place they go to the Kedar Unchit. So they don't need that actually. So, and this time Kedar Unchit, what we have seen that they buy in installments. So it's like I buy now, I'll pay you after my salary.
When it
So
comes
something
in.
like-
Okay.
yeah.
So even that is built on trust, right? I know the
Yeah,
shop
it's
owner
based on
and
trust.
all that.
Everything based on trust.
So on the MyCash app itself, okay, you mentioned you can do the telco top-ups. So
Yeah.
what else can
you can pay the
spend
bills actually, and you can top up the phones in other countries. Like you have families in Bangladesh or Nepal or India, you can top up their phones also.
money? Okay, so that's
you can buy the
that's key.
tickets, bus ticket, all these things.
I think that would be interesting, right? I mean, that's important for them, right? Because they
Yeah.
are here in Malaysia working for their family,
Yep.
and then they can just top up without sending money back and all that. So how did you arrange that?
We
to be
have a
able to
lot
top
of
up?
partners actually. We work with even insurance company,
Mm.
non-banking financial institute, many people. So we have a lot of. So we are a technology company. So we have APIs to them, and we maintain the balances with these people actually. So actually we purchase upfront and we sell. So that's
Okay.
that's
So
our-
you would purchase the what do they call it? The air credit.
yeah,
is it?
airtime.
The airtime, right? So you
yes.
buy the airtime even from the telcos back in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Okay. And
but
then you resell it. to
normally
them.
we work with local partners in the
Oh, I see.
countries.
So it's through the local partners
Yeah,
that you can top
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So in Malaysia, we are not connected directly to the telcos. We have few partners, and they are specialized on that actually. So we take from them, or we give them very good volume, so we can negotiate with them on the price. So we get a good price, and then we sell to the customer.
Okay, so coming back to the actual value,
Yeah.
so you were saying, so what, 15
15
a
ringgit,
month,
yes.
a monthly kind of thing? Or what do you
No,
mean?
it's a per transaction. Monthly average, they use 1,500, 500 to 1,500.
So an average Bangladeshi worker would spend about 500 to 1,000 ringgit to top up their phones every month.
Not only top ups, they can do other. We work with remittance company also.
So what would they? Yeah. So help me understand. So what would they use?
For my app actually 70% they will use for top up,
Okay.
and 30% for remittance and other products.
So if it's 500 ringgit, so normally you're saying what 200, 300 is
Yeah.
for phone, and then
other-
another 100, 200 is to remit
remit
money back.
home.
And where are your most customers right now? Are they all Bangladeshis or do you have other countries
Around
also?
70 to 80% Bangladeshis and
Okay.
some Nepalese, Indian, Indonesian.
Okay. But the majority is Bangladeshi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because as me and my team actually we understand Bangladeshi people better, so we wanted to serve them actually. We want to be very specific on them actually, because this thing again trust actually. Indonesian people will not trust me that
Right,
much
right.
actually. Bangladeshi
That's the
people
reality,
actually-
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the reality. You cannot.
Bangladeshi
change
will
it.
support a Bangladeshi.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So that's why when we went to Singapore, we saw that we started in Singapore in 2018 actually.
Okay.
So we saw that the people actually interested actually. People, and we recently
People as in Bangladeshis?
yeah, Bangladeshis, yes,
okay.
mainly Bangladeshi. There are 100,000 Bangladeshis in Singapore. They work same thing in shipyard, cleaner, all these things. And we offered them this service actually. So then again, the same thing. We started with top up. In Singapore, we still sell top up.
Right.
And we are one of the major player of top ups. So we are connected with Singtel, all these things, and we get good commission there actually. So
Okay.
and now we submitted a remittance license application in Singapore MS last week actually. So hopefully in a couple of months time we'll actually start a new app that can do remittance. So
Okay.
so that's how we are now evolving actually. When
Right.
after 4 years of serving them, we saw that the remittance is one of the key things they want actually, and there is a lot of complaint about other remittance service provider in the market that they are not being treated very well actually. So they want from us these services. Actually nowadays we get a lot of feedback from them that what they want. we try to.
Well, you have 100,000 of them.
Yeah.
You can
And
get quite good feedback.
Yeah. So one of the things, so the remittance services, we actually work with some partner now.
Right.
So we actually bring the customer to them. These partners actually
to do the remittance.
Yeah, and they are actually authorized. They have license here from Bank Negara, everything. So this is 100% legal way that everything goes. But as we work with some partners, there's a lot of limitations actually. The charges is very high. The rates are not good. So we are not getting the all customers. So that's why I told you that most of the people still use top up. They don't use remittance from us because of that,
the
pricing, all these things. So we actually sit down with my team, and then we thought that we need to do a remittance ourselves, but we don't want to bring the remittance in this app because there are a lot of things actually need to change all these things because this is a closed loop wallet. Remittance cannot be like that. Remittance should be a regulated service, and it need to have KYC and all these things very properly done. So we wanted to do a separate app for remittance actually.
Okay.
So we started we set up a new company both in Malaysia and Singapore called MyCash Money.
When was this?
It's just few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fresh.
Yeah, it's very fresh actually. So it's not live yet. It's just a registered company. So we are now in the process of getting e-money and Class B remittance license in Malaysia. We set up a separate team from few remittance company. I hired few people.
You pinched a few people.
Yeah.
Be honest.
I need some people
And you need to fast track this, right? You can't afford to start learning how to do remittance.
No.
Just hire the people.
Yeah, I hired some people. Even in Singapore, I hired a Singaporean guy as the CEO. And Malaysia, I have a complete team: CEO, CEO, head of compliance, everything.
Okay.
So we have.
So what's it called again? MyCash.
MyCash Money.
MyCash Money.
Yeah.
And this is purely for remittances.
Yes, purely for remittances. We don't want to do so. Remittance will be separately here, and we are actually making this app very, very high quality. So that we are working with Onfindo. They are one of the leading eKYC providers. So we will be using them for eKYC. We are hosting everything in AWS, so it's quite secure and fast actually. And then the last one, we also using all the very high quality bank level. Security companies and all these development companies for building the system. So the system is building ongoing and license application is ongoing. By I think Q2 will be able to bring this app actually the market
to go live.
Yeah, and this one
next few months.
Yeah, next few months. And this thing, my target is it will be fully automated. People will be scan their face, scan their IDs, and onboard within a minute. They will be onboarded. My compliance team will check and verify. You will receive an SMS. You log in, you send money. That's all.
Okay. So then the question really is back to your first app. I have to go to the CDM machine and put the cash in. How will this work?
Okay, this thing actually, we want to solve that as well. So that's why we are going for e-money license. So when we'll have the e-money license, we have a plan to get a prepaid card for them. So it's like either Visa or MasterCard. We are talking two of them actually. So and also we are talking with other financial institute also to be partner with us. So we want to actually build a account for them so they can actually put the money there and they save it. And then once we have this system, we will actually go to the employers and say that, okay, hi, you have this 50 or 100 foreign workers. Why not you pay them through our system and cards and remittance app, everything. So we have this thing. It's we give you a free this thing. So
what about the relationship between MyCash Money and your current MyCash?
Okay, the relationship will be if you want to do remittance, you will need to use MyCash Money. Okay, so we'll push it there.
There's a very clear line.
Yeah,
right. And the process of onboarding and putting money in will be this new way. So and as far as MyCash is concerned,
it'll be same thing, like
right?
The top up all these things. So if you can buy bus ticket, you use MyCash app.
Would they be able to use money they put into MyCash through to MyCash Money?
I think what we are planning to do is it will depend on Bank Negara actually. So we want to open a way to reload the this MyCash Money wallet through MyCash.
Yes.
Yeah, right? There is the thing we wanted to do actually.
You mentioned Bank Negara, so obviously, it sounds like you're involved and working with them to develop this.
We're still in the very early stage of relationship.
Are you going to go into the sandbox and try this out?
I think we talked with them a few times already. So they thought that we got a clear reply from them that there is nothing for us to go to sandbox.
Because what the current regulations can
it's still is showing that we need a Class B license.
Okay.
So we must go for a Class B license.
This is not a new thing that
there's no shortcut on that. And we also I don't want also go for that. I want a Class B license, and I want to spend money, time, whatever they want, whatever it takes. Actually, I want to do that actually. Okay. So I know that there's a good business here if I can get that actually.
So speaking of money, so let's rewind all the way back to Upbeat days. Okay, no, maybe not Upbeat days, but before you started MyCash in 2016, right?
Yeah.
So how was the funding done for your company?
Okay, the first funding for MyCash actually it comes from the WTF. So we got 50,000 ringgit from them actually.
From our good friend Sam.
Yeah, Sam and Cash in 2015 actually. So, but the money came for the radio things. But then we tagged them alone with us in this MyCash.
Okay.
They're still a shareholder of MyCash actually. And then the second round came in 2017. We go for a equity crowdfunding. That is. I think
on pitching.
Yeah, there's a lot of investors.
Yes, of course.
I can name them.
Yeah, you may. I've got a bit of share.
Yeah, you are also shareholder of that company actually. So so I was so surprised to see the shareholder names. A lot of people wanted to subscribe to MyCash, but it were subscribed.
So how much did you raise
we raised that time? We were supposed to raise 1.3 million, but there was one party was actually. They didn't come in actually, so we go 500,000 actually. So, but we're happy with that, and I think that was a good decision actually. We don't pursue that guy actually. So we 500,000 and this and you know that when we raised last year, we raised again from 500 startup.
Yes, so that made the news a little bit.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you. So when we actually raised that, we actually tried to offer a the 500 startup which wanted to buy all of the founder shares actually.
All the minority
all the minor shareholders, but very few wanted to sell actually. So that's good actually. That's the thing that people still believe me actually.
This company is going somewhere.
It's good actually. So we get the 500 startups. So last year they put in around 1 million ringgit. So it was a small amount of money, but they bring us some connection that was very important actually.
So what kind of connection?
Like they are introducing us with some partners, some banks even in Bangladesh, and also a few other countries. Some of the partners like even Grab and some, because they have portfolio companies, so big companies that they are introducing. So we are exploring with some of them actually even, and also they're helping us to raise the next round actually.
Okay. So when's the next round?
Hopefully by once we have the MyCash money live.
Okay.
So then and licenses are live.
So currently you are burning through that money to build MyCash.
Actually, the good thing is we are cash flow positive company. So we have runway until end of the year.
That's quite rare for a startup, right?
Yeah, it is actually. It's tough actually.
Well, you do have 100,000 Bangladeshi putting.
Yeah, but the thing is, the margin is not very high. This business, so there's the problem actually, and we are expanding actually. So we have a very clear pathway for next year. We want to go to either Saudi or Dubai actually. So with MyCash actually, early in January or February actually. So that's why we are preparing ourselves actually. So
I've got some friends in Dubai who probably want to talk.
Yeah, sure, definitely. We're looking forward. Even 500 startup is actually helping us through their partners, 500 Falcons in.
So right now, 500 startup is the majority shareholder, or is it still you and your founders?
Me and our founders, we own almost 60% plus.
Okay, still.
Yeah, we own.
In terms of control of the company itself, with all the with a big investor like them? Do you see any
No.
change?
I think they're very friendly actually. So we do have some monthly updates with them, the numbers of this thing, but they don't actually interfere with anything. Actually, we are
On the day-to-day operations.
So we are very very independent. We can do whatever hours. So this is, I think, one of the misconceptions in the market that people are scared to take funding from the big investors. They think that you take money, after that you become like employees.
Yeah.
Well, it's not true actually. Most of the I have experience with working with some actually. They will never interfere in your day-to-day operations. You are very open to do whatever you want actually, as long as it makes sense actually.
But what about the stories you always hear where the investor will want you to show your growth numbers so that you can push up your evaluations, to raise and exit in the next 1 or 2 years? Do you get that kind of pressures?
Actually, that is I think that should be built in actually. I always want every month to increase what this month sells actually. So that is my growth plan also. So we are trying.
So you do that not because external pressure. That's because your own drive.
Yeah, it's my own drive. I want to be better than this month, the next month actually, and grow every month actually. So that is in terms of transaction, in terms of value, revenue, and also in terms of our cost actually. It's sadly true because we're hiring new talent every day actually, every month. So new people, almost every month we are having new people are coming in the companies. In February there are few people are coming. April is coming, new CEO is coming.
Every time people come in, it also means more payroll, right?
Yeah. There's increase in expenses actually.
Yes.
So and then again they bring values actually. So that actually I want to quantify that actually on my balance sheet. And so I think for a startup it shouldn't be always that PLN and all these balance sheet things. There should be some value that we add actually. So when I talk with people, when I visit these people, when I see their their emotion about MyCash, we feel that we did some positive changes. We made some positive changes on their life actually. So we changed them. We try to tell them that how their life, and they enjoy that actually. So last time they're not so independent on that actually. So like they need to depend on other people for everything.
And hopefully not get cheated, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. So we told them that you see that we have a lot of people in the companies, the shareholders, the directors, they are very reputed. So this company is not going to take your money, So you can trust them actually. So we are not like a 1-2 people company. Then come today, tomorrow is no. So you can see that we have office in Singapore, we have office in Australia now, and Malaysia we have a quite big office in Sabah Jaya. So these people are seeing that actually, and then that's why they are trusting us actually. So
you mentioned Australia. So let's talk about your operations, your geography. So obviously Malaysia,
Singapore, Australia is yes.
Okay, why the jump to Australia?
Australia, one of the easiest country to get license. So we get our first remittance license there last year.
Okay.
So then
are there a lot of Bangladeshis workers over there?
There are not many, but as I say that they're very easy to, all the regulations, everything is very easy. So I think a lot of remittance company, they start there from Australia, like Inestar, Money Match. Most of the people they started.
Right.
Yeah, so they started in Australia. So then we actually growing from there.
So you're learning from them.
Yeah, we're learning from them. So we started from there actually, and then we are going other countries. So it's reference wise, I can show them that I have license in this country, then Singapore, then Malaysia. So when we go to Dubai, we can show them that I have a license in 3 countries. Right. So we have a trustworthy company actually. So that's the thing.
So if we take the 2 companies separately first, right? So if we look back to MyCash, so what is your plans for MyCash in terms of growth, in terms of countries? Where do you wanna go with that one?
Okay, MyCash actually. Okay, MyCash and MyCash Money and MyCash Online, they have 2 different business model. So MyCash Money will be purely remittance, purely B2C, only for customer. Well, then again, by MyCash Money, MyCash Online, I have businesses as a customer. The Kedarunchits, they use our services actually. A lot, 800 Kedarunchit uses my services in Malaysia.
Oh, sorry. So let's go back to that a little bit. You were saying, so these Kedarunchits they sign up to MyCash online,
Mm.
so customers are able to go to the kedai runcit and pay using the credits?
No. The
Or
kedai
just to
runcit, they
top
top
up?
up.
To top
Because
up,
they
okay.
sell the top up. So
Okay.
last time, like for example, small kedai runcit in Kelantan. So last time they need to use, like they normally they buy Digi card, Maxis card, Hotlink card, all this card, and keep an inventory of 500 ringgit or 1,000 ringgit. So suddenly his all Celcom card finish.
Hmm.
Then he need to wait until like the supplier come, or a few days actually, because it's not very feasible for him to go and collect the card. So you need to wait for the
Because these are physical cards, right?
yeah, but his Digi card is still there.
Yeah.
Or Maxis card is still there. But he cannot say customer, you don't buy Celcom, you buy Digi.
Yeah.
Because he got a Celcom line. So we are telling them, okay, if you have this 500 ringgit, why not you top up the 500 ringgit in MyCash? Then you can use for any top up you want, like Telcel, Digi, Maxis, Celcom. You can actually even pay the police summon, traffic police summon, all this thing, TM bill, all this thing through us actually. So why not you pay all this bill? And then if you want to buy a bus ticket, you can buy a bus ticket. You can buy airline ticket from us. We work with Traveloka and few other airlines companies. Also, we sell tickets, so you can buy all this thing. It's a marketplace. Even we sell e-commerce stuff actually. Like for example, the like Bangladeshis or Indian, they like to have spices and food from their home country. We sell that actually. We sell with some of the partnership with some of the companies.
Okay. With the small small shops. Okay.
So they can actually order like Bangladeshi chili powder.
Okay, so actually your customers initially was all the end users,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they top up at the banks and all that. Now what you're saying, then the small shops themselves become your customers.
Yeah.
And what the end customers can top up from their kedai runcit.
Yeah, they can.
And the kedai runcit will also are able to sell top
the
ups
product. Yeah.
to the customers.
Non-MyCash user actually. So anybody can come there. He want a DG top up 10 ringgit. Instead of giving income, he just log into the app and done.
Okay. And then on top of that, there's all these other spices and other things as well.
All the things they can buy from us actually. So
okay, cool.
So we try to make it, a market, truly marketplace. So
so back to the plans for that one. So now MyCash Online. How do you want to grow that?
Okay, so the marketplace will not suitable few countries. Like for example, Singapore is not a suitable market for MyCash Online because of the place is very small actually. Very, very less kedai runcit. There's no kedai runcit there actually. So it's like
really?
It's like all the stores like N2C or the Cheers, all these things. So people go there, and another thing is for example in Singapore, migrants worker, they stay in dormitories actually.
Okay.
So and on the downstairs of the dormitories there is a store. And so
that's where they would get it.
Yeah, they will get it everything.
It's not something you can penetrate those stores?
We want to do maybe something later. So one of the thing we did a lot of research in Singapore also. So one of the thing we saw that most of these Bangladeshis are Muslim. So one of the thing they want is halal meat, especially beef and mutton. All this beef and mutton. So in Singapore, you cannot slaughter a cow and goat actually. So all these meats come as frozen, either from India or from Australia.
Okay.
So it's
I did not know that.
Yeah, it is.
I thought there must be some kind of abattoir over there.
No, they don't do that actually. Or come from all the chickens.
Imported.
They come from Singapore. Sorry, from Johor actually.
Okay.
From Johor. So we wanted to do one thing. So we started within a couple of months. So we are partnering with a farm in Johor to sell fresh cut beef in Singapore. So that my plan is like you in my MyCash Online app, you go there and you can order beef, mutton, and chicken, but you need to buy 5 kg minimum, and you can order until Friday night. And it will be delivered on Sunday morning. Right. So if Friday night, until Saturday night. Okay. So Saturday night, 5 o'clock, you need to cut off time. You order. So I'll pass this order to my supplier in Johor. And so he'll see that how many cow he need. He will slaughter that and send this thing to Pasir Panjang by Sunday morning. Okay. So we'll have a delivery company. They will collect that thing from the Pasir Panjang market in the morning of Sunday. And from 10 o'clock to 12, they will deliver to Singapore by bike. The motorbike.
Wow.
Singapore is small.
Is there something that's happening already? Or
No,
you're
it's,
planning?
it's the planning. So this is one of the demands. So we'll be selling like freshly cut beef to them. So and then they can, because most of the Bangladeshis, they will cook their meal on
Their own.
Sunday actually. So
I see.
and
So your timing was also based on that.
Yeah, based on that actually. So I
That's
want to give them
fascinating.
like a freshly.
That is just so. It just goes to show how important to really know your customers.
Yes,
right?
of course,
Really
of course.
right?
Yeah. So
This is so real. What about and you mentioned before there's only about 100,000 Bangladeshis, and so this is a unique
this is a
demand
unique
from
demand
them,
for
right?
them. So
what about for Malaysia? Anything? So to be honest, I don't know how many Bangladeshi workers are there in
I think
Malaysia?
nobody knows that actually. so
What's a guess? What is a guess?
the
A
guess,
million?
I think 1 million. So people say like that, but I think the government statistics is not like that. It's less than that actually.
Right.
So like 250,000 or 500,000. But
Yeah.
people say it's 1 million of them here actually. So
So how would you service? So you've got about 100,000, and depending on what statistics, that could be 50% of the population. It could be 10% of the population.
I think we are thinking is 10% only. So,
Okay.
So
yeah.
that-
So that which
so
means
for
there's
them, I
huge
think,
growth potential, right?
Yeah, and for them, I think Malaysia they need MyCash money. In Malaysia, I want to cut off this middleman actually. So I want to be me and them. I don't
Right.
want middle anybody. I don't want in the between. So
Yeah.
I want to do that actually, and because the rate actually, the market remittance market in Singapore, in Malaysia actually is it's a red ocean actually. So a lot
Right.
of players
So many.
and everybody throwing prices actually. So
But do you think the reason why it is red ocean and manual is because of the KYC needs, and some of them don't really want to be identified?
No, actually, they don't have papers. Actually, some of them, they don't have any problem to identify themselves. Actually,
Okay.
they want to do that.
It's just when they come in, everybody around them uses the traditional way, and that's how they do
That's
it.
why. That's why.
Okay.
Because they want it. Like when we went to tell them that this is the thing, you can now send money using your name, and you can get like for example, Bangladesh government now give 2% incentive if you send money in legal way.
Ah, okay.
So people are using. People
Wow.
want to
That's
take
good
that.
for you.
Yeah, it's very good for me.
Yeah.
So that's why the people are interested actually about using this type of trustworthy services actually.
So sounds like from a MyCash online standpoint,
yeah.
you will let it grow organically.
Yeah.
And then now the focus will be on MyCash.
So I have two different
money.
sales team. For MyCash online team, they focus on the shops. They go to the shop and onboard them. But MyCash money team, they already start working, but they are trying to convince people to learn the benefits of using a legal remittance channels, buying
doing it online,
insurance,
right.
all these things. So we're teaching them, and these are my customer for last 3 years. So we're telling them that for remittance, we're bringing something exceptional for you, and we're trying to get like what is the best price they want, what is the thing they want. Like they don't want a Starbucks voucher, so they want something else actually. So that's the thing. So when we went to my MS, they asked me that why you think your service is different than other remittance companies in Singapore, like TransferWise or some of the things. So then I told them a story. You see, for example, if you Citibank CEO in Singapore, he's an expat. He's a foreigner actually.
Yep.
So he's from London. His salary is $40,000 a month. And the maid who works part-time in our office, his salary is $800 a month. So I cannot give a same app to these two people actually. They don't have the same type of need actually.
Yes.
So this guy who earned 48,000, he don't care when his money goes to London actually. He don't care what is the rate actually. He care if you give him a free Starbucks voucher or a movie ticket or a priority lounge access in Changi Airport.
Yeah.
He do care
That it does, yes.
Yes, but this girl, the cleaner,
$800,
she don't know what is Starbucks actually. She never been to Starbucks,
Yeah.
but she want the money to reach his home now. That's the things. Most of the players in the market, they cannot send money to Bangladesh instantly. We can do that actually. So that is the thing. So we want to send their money
At
now.
a good rate as well, right?
Yeah, it's a
very
better rate
sensitive, right?
and one of the best rate, and we will charge you a discounted price actually. So that is the thing. So I will cut all the for MyCash money will be a very bare bone services. Will not have this type of the lounge access, Starbucks voucher, GSC movie ticket voucher, all this thing. Don't have. but we have a good rate actually. And then again, still people you can ask me that why they will buy. So if you go to a market, if you see that two people are selling nasi lemak, one is a Malay auntie, one is a Chinese guy, you will buy from the Malay auntie. So that's the thing. So that's the thing. We are selling remittance to them.
Yeah.
They will buy
and this
from
is
me.
From another countryman, right?
Yeah. So they
fellow
believe
countryman.
us. They will support me actually to get this support service. So
Do you think your reputation in Malaysia has also helped you?
yeah, of
with
course,
the
of course.
customers in Singapore?
Yes, definitely. They know actually. They're very well connected. People I get call from Portugal. I get call from Lebanon. People, so people want MyCash there actually. So why you are not coming? So that a few days ago, I got a call from Cambodia. They say there is few 100,000 Bangladeshis are now there. There is no way to send money except Western Union. So why not you come here?
Yeah.
So I say okay. And then, we have a bigger plan for Saudi. 10 million Bangladeshis in Saudi actually. So we're going to go there first actually. So before we go to the other markets actually.
10 million Bangladeshis in Saudi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So we want to. I think we have a solid product actually. So once we have this Malaysian Singapore settle, then we will focus only in Saudi actually. So we have a clear cut product.
So it's almost like it's almost become a test bed for you. The Malaysia Singapore market, right?
Mainly Malaysia was a test bed actually. So from the Malaysia, I actually find out that I need, for certain market I need MyCash money, for certain market I need MyCash online. It's two different things because like for example in Singapore people are busy. People really don't have time for a lot of things actually. So they need something simple, scan their face. And for example, in Singapore, everybody got a passport. Everybody got an employment pass actually. EP card actually. So it's very easy to do the KYC and onboard them within a minute actually. So I want to cut the time actually. I don't want let them wait for a manual verification. Somebody call them, all these things. We want to cut it down. You scan your passport, you scan your work permit, you take a photo, and we check your liveliness, we check your AI. We use AI to actually detect your face and do a match. And we give them.
And I assume over there everybody has a bank account already and they can transfer the money.
Yeah, unfortunately they do have a bank account, but unfortunately they don't use that actually. So if you see that, if you go to a payday in any MRT station in Singapore, you'll see the long line of migrant workers in front of POSB booths.
Right.
They're just taking out the money.
The whole thing.
Yeah, whole thing in one shot.
Okay.
And then go back home. Next day they go to Mustafa, send money from there. So that's the thing. I want to stop that. I'm telling them you don't need to go to Mustafa anymore to get a good rate actually. So you use this app from your dormitories. You enjoy a good meal.
So transfer the money instead of taking it out.
You just transfer to my bank account. You get MyCash balance. You send money. And then go back home, order beef and eat. So
that's it. The whole MyCash ecosystem for the Bangladeshis,
for them
right?
is there actually. So
unfortunately, there's no more Bangla music for them to listen to.
No, I think that is we still we have planned to bring that, but we'll keep it as a free service actually. So
it's a sweetener, right?
later stage actually. So
just take out your old code and then
we'll put that later, but maybe not now actually. So now we are very focused on the building the products and giving them a bit bit things like the technology, all these things. So even we want to give them some other products like insurance and lending, all these things in the near future, maybe next year or something like that.
Okay. Wow.
Because one of the thing we have for last 3 years, I know actually how much money you earn, how much money you send home, how much you spend for your mobile top up, how much you spend for other things. I know that actually. I have that information. And I can actually, I will not disclose that to the other people, but I actually can. We already have a score actually. To score you in a customer, we have 3 types of customer: good, better, and best actually.
Okay.
So we can score you on that actually, and we can, when a lending company or insurance company like Ithaca, if they come to me and they ask me that, give me the names of your best customers in terms of business, or if you give me some categories like this category, sort out your customer and give me some customer that I want to give them a free insurance product or something like that. I can give you that. I can give you the specific needed. If you want, like, I want the customer only from Shalom, I can give you that actually.
Wow.
So we have that
PDPA,
data.
of course.
Yeah, of course. I will not disclose
but
that.
at least that kind of insights you would
Yeah,
be
I'll
able
not
to
disclose
share.
the people in sensitive data, but I can give you the gross data, like how many customers in Selangor, how many customers in Johor. I can give you that actually, but maybe not the phone number.
Of course,
of course,
nothing identifiable.
But if they want, like, I can go to tell them that there is a product from Ithaca. Do you want to buy? Then if they want, okay, then I can actually
kind
come.
of insurance,
Yeah, because a lot of them sometimes they ask for some lending product. Sometimes they ask us for the product like investment product, all these things that we don't want to do actually. But we are open to partner up with the financial institute actually. They want to like give.
And I guess based on your history of these guys, you know them more than 2-3 years already.
Yeah, some of
And
them.
you
yes.
know the ones who are consistently putting money in.
Yes,
right?
yes,
And then you
yes.
know they've got a good cash flow, if you like.
Yeah.
For
So,
that could be
yeah.
could go to a micro lending scoring of some sort, right?
Yeah, we can actually work with some of the micro lending companies, licensed micro lending company, and even like the shops if they want to give them some credit line or something like that. So then we can actually work with them and introduce them to them actually. So then they can settle, and I can help them to collect money. Actually.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the
really.
thing. So the installments, all these things.
Yeah. So it sounds like if you are tapped into their cash so much, they could potentially be just transfer all their salaries into some kind of a MyCash.
Yeah, but
platform.
we don't encourage them yet because we are not a wallet, we are not a bank account, so we don't encourage. That's why another thing we want to do a prepaid card maybe in the second quarter of this year. So we want to do a prepaid card so that they can put the money so that they can withdraw because.
But you see, here's an interesting idea, right? So you already have the number of merchants, right? The shop partners.
Yeah.
Right? You could just convert licensing and all that. You could just become the MyCash e-wallet for all the Bangladeshis, right? And then you already got the shops.
The thing is like these people, they go to that shop, but they actually purchase on credit. They don't pay.
They don't pay upfront.
Yeah, upfront. They pay at the end of the month actually. So that's the thing. So I don't go into that.
Except for your prepaid top-ups.
Yeah.
But everything else they try to.
Yeah.
And they pay on credit.
Yeah, so they'll like, can I buy one? They have a book. They'll write down. I take one pack of cigarette. They'll write down name and cigarette. Then the end of the month they go and pay. So most of the Kedarunchi, then even the restaurants actually, they work in this concept actually.
Wow.
So
is it the same in Singapore? Or is it
no, Singapore
more
no.
cash upfront? No.
So Singapore is cash based actually. But Singapore got different thing. Singapore, like if you stay in dormitories, so the food you can ask from catering services, but you can pay them monthly.
Okay.
They will deliver.
But you're tied to the dorm, right? So
Yeah. So they will bring the food every day around 5 o'clock in the morning, and 5 up to 6 and 6 to morning and evening. So morning they will bring you breakfast and lunch, and evening they will bring you dinner. 3 times meal they will give you like $200. You can find a meal package. So
cool.
Yeah, it will deliver to you.
Okay. So looking forward a little bit, right? So you did mention going to the Middle East. So I guess the first immediate one is to go launch MyCash Money.
Yeah.
Right? That you're going to launch at the same time for both Singapore and Malaysia?
Yeah, and both.
Okay,
I
simultaneously?
think Singapore will be faster because we almost there for the license under the new PSA Act. So we are getting a major payment company license actually very soon.
So you're going to launch that and then Malaysia.
Yeah.
At the background, MyCash online will continue to grow.
Yeah.
And then after that?
We want to early January or something. We want to start in Saudi actually.
In Saudi.
So we are looking for partners or
fascinating.
somebody that will want to do it actually. We are open to do a GV there actually. So find a local partner and we provide them technology and all these things.
Actually, speaking of technology, so everything right now is built in-house?
Everything, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you have a challenge looking for resources and skills to do all that?
Yeah, all the time actually, but we try to manage. We're hiring people in different countries. I have a team of developers in Bangladesh. I have few people in Indonesia. So
Okay.
we try
How
to.
big is your development team now?
Not that much, like around 8 people actually.
Okay,
So,
but spread out.
yeah.
Why is it like that? Is it just because you couldn't find the skills? So
Yeah.
it's-
Sometimes like the design, all this thing is I think in Indonesia is better, like UI UX type of things.
Okay.
So Indonesians are better actually. So and then
A
developments.
bit more artistic. And
Yeah,
better
maybe
and-
yeah,
okay.
and then
But you need to have the Bangladeshi eye, right? To
yeah.
know what it
Then
needs.
we will put something. We do have some Bangladeshis also. My graphics design,
Right.
so they are in Bangladesh actually. So and my development team is in Bangladesh actually. So the core development team, the backend, all these things,
Okay.
and the Android app and iOS app guys in Bangladesh actually.
I guess my last question to you would be: you did mention the reason why you service Bangladeshis is because you yourself Bangladeshi. You think there's an element of trust, right?
Yeah.
That you can service them better. They trust you, in fact. Do you plan to go beyond Bangladeshis?
Yes, we do actually. So, for example, like we already started to serve Indian, Pakistanis, and Indonesian, Nepalese, and Filipinos. These 5 actually. We have some customers,
Okay.
but not so much. But we're getting them actually. Especially Nepalese. We have quite a lot of Nepalese customer actually.
Right.
But like for example, like why Indonesian or Filipinos? These are 2 big branch, right?
Right.
But there are a lot of services for them actually. So
That's already there. to
already
support.
there
Okay.
actually. So that's like for example, even Western Union is very popular for among the Indonesians and
And the Filipinos. yeah.
Filipino. Another thing is the need. You need to understand the need in Bangladesh actually. Like Philippines and Indonesia both are technologically very advanced.
Mhm.
Sorry.
No problem.
So, for example, in Indonesia, all the banks are online. So people use bank account. Bangladesh, only 17% people got a bank account,
Okay.
and nobody have ATM almost. No.
Actually, I took that for granted that when you talk about the remittances going back over there, it'll just go into their bank account. So actually, how does that actually
No.
work? So, yeah.
Like,
so
for
on
example,
the
like-
Bangladeshi side, how does that
Yeah,
work?
that's another thing. Like for example, like for Indonesia, I think 100% goes to bank account. There's no other way. Nobody use other way. So every Indonesian got a bank account. They have a card, ATM card. They send money, and the network is so good. Like you can send money from MyCash app to them within 10 minutes. And any country,
In any small
anywhere, any
village
small
in
village
the-
in Indonesia, you can find a ATM, take a bike, go there, withdraw money. It's 10 minutes settle.
Yeah.
On the other hand, in Bangladesh, very few ATMs. Except the major cities like Dhaka and few other big cities, there is no ATM actually. People still have a checking account actually. For example, my father never used the ATM machine in his life actually.
Right.
He's still alive. And like last time I went back home, then I tried to install an app in his phone, the banking app, and he said, "What is that actually?
Yeah.
Why I need that? I didn't need this whole life."
Yeah. So,
So
how would the
They will go to the bank, take a checkbook, and withdraw money.
But those are the ones with the bank accounts.
Yeah.
What about the majority?
Majority of
people?
them don't have a bank account. Only 17% people in Bangladesh got a bank account.
Wow.
So that's why like companies like Bcash and Rockets, these are the wallet players. They are doing very well in Bangladesh. So most of the adults, almost every adult in Bangladesh got a Bcash account.
Okay.
So we wanted to do that actually. Like from MyCash, we already have that partnership. We with this, but we cannot launch yet because of my license in Malaysia. But when we have the license, we will start that. We within a minute between the 365 a day 24/7 you can send money from MyCash app to your Bcash wallet.
So for
within a minute.
those who don't know, so Bcash app is
Bcash
an
app
e-wallet.
is Alipay in Bangladesh actually, or
Okay.
something like it's
Okay,
Alipay
that's
in
the
Bangladesh.
biggest wallet.
Yeah, it's owned by
digital wallet.
Alibaba Group actually. So sadly, yeah, true.
Okay.
So they are building an empire of fintech in the
Right.
whole. So they are. You can actually do anything with their Bcash app. You can pay, you can transfer, you can pay bill, hospital, everything.
So that has become almost everybody's
Yeah, every
account.
adult got a
Bank
Bcash account. Every adult. So people like they don't ask like you have e-wallet account. They will ask you have a Bcash account.
Right.
It's like become a handheld name actually.
So how do you get cash out from Bcash?
They have agents. They have millions of agents, I think.
Mm.
So 3 million agents or something like
Okay.
that. So you can go to the agent, but it's expensive. They will charge you 2% actually.
So you just keep the money within the bKash network.
Yeah, then you save. And now the good thing is the Bangladesh government give you 10%, 2% incentive. So if you send through us, you will actually no need to pay the cash out fees that will
the
be paid by
agents.
government actually.
Okay.
So there's
So that has pretty much. So the banks must have been sleeping.
no,
when it stopped
actually,
at
for example, I
17%.
have bank account. I was like,
But now bKash has just come in and taken.
yeah,
over
yeah.
all
Like,
the
that's why I have
customers,
bank accounts here. Like I have Maybank, I have DBS, and I have Bangladeshi bank account.
Right.
So sadly, like the even the bank accounts or the apps are not up to the mark.
Huh.
So sadly,
Oh,
like I
that,
don't
huh?
know, the DBS app is very very interesting. Maybank app is very very interesting, but their app is very boring.
Right.
It's very difficult to even log in. So
Right.
that's the thing. So I don't know what they're doing actually. So they need to like.
Well, now they'll wake up because bKash has suddenly taken
No,
over all this
what they're
company,
trying to do, every bank in Bangladesh, they have now wallet and
Mm.
without customer,
huh? Without a customer.
with
right.
very less customers. So
Yeah.
because like I have an account in Premier Bank,
Mm.
so Premier Bank have a wallet called P Money.
Okay.
So then they are trying to push that P Money to me, and then I was asking why you use P Money.
Huh.
What is the reason? Like I have already
Can
bank
you use
account.
it at shops?
Yeah,
You can-
I can
you
use
can't
it. Like you
anywhere,
have
yeah.
only 300 agents, 500 shops. So
Huh.
what is that actually?
Yeah.
Whereas bKash have few million agents actually.
Mm.
So and every Bangladeshi got a bKash account.
Wow.
Yeah. But they have license. They did it, and then
Yeah.
they're happy with that actually. So
That would be the partnership.
yeah, I think the banks especially. I know you are a banker also, but I think
I was a banker.
you was a banker. Sorry, the banks actually, last 100 years, credit card, loans, and accounts. That are the three things.
Hmm.
You need
Pretty much.
something, So you need something else, You need something. You need to because you need to do something else. So that is the thing. So I think they will wake up everybody. Like even like at DBS, I saw that they are trying to bring new services like
Yeah.
Payla, all these things. And
I guess specifically for Bangladesh, it's even slower, huh? Even though they can
Bangladesh
see
is very slow because the banks are only the city
Yeah.
minded banks actually. So they have 65 banks in Bangladesh.
65 banks, but only
17%
17%
people
are
use
bank.
the bank. Yeah, 70% are banked.
So it's not because they don't have choice, right?
Yeah, they have a lot of choice. You can have thousands of bank accounts in Dhaka city, but in your Kampung there is no bank.
Huh.
Yeah,
So
so
everybody's
yeah,
concentrated
that's the problem actually. So
Okay.
yeah,
Hey, cool, man.
yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot for coming and sharing.
No problem.
I look forward to meeting you again.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe after that, you can talk about
Yeah, once we have the
MyCash
money,
yeah?
live, then we can talk. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll see you in Australia when we do
Yeah,
that
sure,
interview.
no problem.
Okay, man. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
thanks. Okay, bye.
Okay.